Usually when I start these videos, pretty much every single time, I walk to my place that I'm gonna go record, and then I'm downloaded with what to say first, and then we just roll with it. And that's been my process, and so that's why, yes, I think that some of this is the channel message. A lot of it's my patterns that I've created, I guess, over time, through experience and through different lifetimes. And so the thing that wants to come through first is that I really love you guys. You guys, and these dogs, and this van, and Duchess right there. Also these mittens. I think I got them in college. So I'm here another morning on Lake Como. I'm actually gonna leave today, but it's so beautiful. And I think that what's wanting to come through today, you guys, no, not the coffee. No, come on, Arlo, come here, come on. Not right now, no. Hey, listen. Sit down. Just wait, we'll go on a walkie in a second. Just wait, no. I'm gonna stand right between, no. Children. It's just because you're loud, okay? You gotta do teamwork on these. The reason why this is coming through, I think, is because, we're in this consciousness shift. We're shifting into the 5D. We're shifting into new earth energy. And what is that? That is love. That is acceptance. That is freedom. And I say freedom because when you're in your truth, meaning you remember the truth of who you are so free. You are free to live the life that you truly desire. I'm just walking on this leash to keep this animal tame. You're free to be exactly who you want to be, wherever you want to be, in whatever form you want to be. You can look how you want to look. There are so many possibilities when you start stepping into this. And so the hardships that you're going through, right? We're trying to figure out how to get through them. Emphasis on the word through, so that we can set ourselves free. Because all we really want is peace, right? We just want peace. You don't actually want that big fat paycheck. You don't actually want that big fat house. You don't actually want that sexy love. What you really want is peace. Underneath it all, we want to be happy. We want to feel at ease. We want to just wake up and just right? And so that comes from love and acceptance. That comes from being in this 5D. I feel silly with these mittens. In this 5D energy. And that's just your heart space, because when we look at the progression of Earth, we're moving through the different chakras, right? So we're just moving into the heart space chakra right now. And the heart space chakra, it just is. And so when you look at your hardships and you look at the things that you're going through and the things that you're trying to figure out, how do we get through them? We don't get through them by pushing. We don't get through them by fighting fire with fire. We get through them by loving and accepting them. And we accept all parts of ourselves and of this reality as just parts. I like parts work. I don't really know anything about it. I just heard one conversation on a podcast, and I use that information all the time. It's very useful, very simple, very applicable. When you start looking at your life and your thoughts as just different parts, and nothing is the real you, because the real you is just the awareness. So there's no way that any of this stuff could actually be you, right? They're just parts. They're just, like I said in the beginning, it's I'm a collection of patterns and neural pathways that have been created over time. So all these parts are just parts of you that have been created over time. And what you're perceiving in your reality is just a reflection of the parts that are within your field, within your mind, within your subconscious. And so as we learn to observe our parts, give them a voice, accept them, love them for what they are, just a part, then, and we don't identify with them, we create that separation with that part, but we don't try and change it. We just acknowledge it and say, okay, you can live here. I see you. You're not me, but you can live here. It's the same thing as grief. When we experience grief, it's I read this before, grief doesn't just go away. grief is just something that we learn to live with. When we lose someone that we love, right? Or a big change happens in our life, we don't just get over it, right? Someone that I lost a long time ago now, well, relatively long, I guess, I don't know, like 6-7 years ago, still feels fresh. Like, it still feels fresh. I think about him all the time, and it's not that, you know, it just went away, that sadness, that missing them, but I just learned to live with it. And I've just learned that it's just part of me, and I've learned how to cope with it because it's like it's found its space in my field. And I love and accept that part of me that loves deeply for other humans, right? And so what is it in your life that you've been fighting, that you've been pushing, that you've been trying to change through anything other than love and acceptance? Is it your relationship? Is it your money? Is it your job? Is it your friendships? Is it your living situation? Is it your purpose? Your lack thereof pursuing your purpose? That's okay. There's a part of you that chose this relationship. There's a part of you that chose this job. There's a part of you, for whatever reason, like maybe the job or the relationship makes you feel like you have a support system. Maybe the job makes you feel like you're okay, like you're not going to live on the streets for a little bit. It makes you feel a little bit safe. And the home, like, you know, maybe there's a part of you that likes this home because it's in the price range, or it's in the location, or it's whatever. And, you know, maybe the lack of pursuing the purpose that you're feeling called to is for a reason. When I look at my life, and I say, why didn't I just go sooner? Why didn't I just move to Italy sooner? Why didn't I just make the YouTube channel sooner? I wanted to do this for like 10 years. It wasn't the time. There was a part of me that still needed to learn everything else. I still needed to go into that relationship and think that we were meant to be because everyone told us we were meant to be. I still needed to like be able to determine that even though on paper we were perfect, we weren't perfect inside our hearts. We weren't perfect in our communication. We weren't perfect in like our knowingness of who we're meant to be with. And not even that I think that we're really meant to be with anyone. I think we have many soulmates. I think that there's many different varieties of how we can experience lifetimes and whatnot. I don't know. Maybe there is just one person you're meant to find in every single lifetime. It's very interesting, that whole topic. But there was a part of me who had to learn. There was a part of me that wasn't ready to pursue my purpose. You have many purposes. The purpose that I had to experience before experiencing this like deep fulfillment was going down those paths of just like confusion, working in a job that just did not value me so that I could learn to be valued, that I could learn to value myself, learning that I could be independent, that I didn't need to be in that relationship in order to be okay. Learning that even when things are not crashing and burning and in your face, that it's okay to leave. If you're feeling ready to leave. Hunter's here on Lake Como. And so don't get down on yourself. Every time you get down on yourself, you're not loving and accepting yourself. So you have to learn to love and accept where you are right now. Right now is the perfect place for you. You are in the right place at the right time. And don't look at other people doing things online in certain places like Lake Como or wherever, you know, you're feeling called to go and you see a photo and a video of someone there. Don't be like, oh shit, I should have done that. Use it as an expansion. Use it as an opportunity to love and accept that part of yourself that wants more, that desires more, that's giving you that guiding light to go experience more and get excited. But also love and accept the part of you that's right here, right now, because they're in the right place at the right time. People probably think I'm crazy. That's okay. All right, my hand's really cold. My thumb is just showing, and so it's frozen. If you want to sign up for one of my programs, I have 21 days to rewire your mind, 21 days to know your divine guidance. I recommend them in that order if you feel any bit of dysregulation in your system. I think that what I've experienced and what I know to be true is that when we're in a regulated state, we can experience and receive messages from the divine much more clearly. Both have write-ups so that you can read about them on what the programs have, because my hand's too cold for me to go into details. I also have my decondition program. Newest program starting on January 1st. Currently there is a pre-sale. You can read all about that. We're gonna go so deep into deconditioning the mind to set yourself free so that you can live the life that you truly desire, and that you can, love and accept all those parts of yourself and move through the parts of yourself that needed to experience the things that you're experiencing that are holding you back from living the life that you truly want. And we're going to go so deep into past life regression, Akashic records, so much brain retraining, all the things. So if you want to sign up for that, the link is below. If you want to work one-on-one, I have some availability as well. And I'm going to go explore a little bit of Lake Como and then hit the road. I love you guys, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. This is the story of Liam and why we're starting this fundraiser to bring him home. We want to bring Liam to our animal sanctuary and rescue here in Italy because he's a special pony, and he has had a history of a lot of trauma and a lot of abuse, and not many people understand him or will ever have the time to understand him, but there's something about him that's actually really special. Liam was sold to the farm owner and founder that we have here on our farm in Italy as something that he wasn't. He was sold as a horse that had no negative history of trauma or abuse, and he's actually covered in scars all over his body from a barbed whip that was used on him. He is terrified of humans. You can see it in his eyes when people come to touch him, but he's learning to tolerate through many years of slow introduction to different things and different ways of affection. And so if people have the patience with him, he can be a really wonderful addition to the farm, but he's not like your normal horse. And so recently we've been faced with the situation of him needing to come back to Italy, or come to Italy for the first time, because he can't be boarded at the place that he's in the UK anymore, and no one else will take him. And the options were really to either euthanize him or to bring him here. This was the first time that he had a saddle on with a rider sitting on him. He actually cannot be ridden, but this was a huge moment because he actually trusted it for the short time that she sat on him. So a big win for learning to trust, but we're never going to put him through that. We just want him to come here so that he can live out his life in peace and not have to worry about getting moved around a bunch or whatever would have happened if we tried to find another route. So we want to keep him alive. We want to give him a long, healthy life. We want to give him the love that he needs. And that's why we're raising the money to bring him here. And unfortunately, horse transportation is quite expensive. And so we have been trying to raise the $4,000 needed to bring him here. He's actually en route because we had a friend front the money, but it was just a front and we really want to pay him back. So all of your donations are so appreciated. And thank you so much for your support. And we can't wait to show you Liam's journey of living here in Italy with us. And I want to tell you more about our other horses that we're rescuing, which are 8 horses from Bulgaria. And so I'll tell you their story right now. These 8 horses come from the Foundation Life, which stands for Lucy Irvine Foundation Europe. They are all rescue horses, and Lucy has recently been facing health challenges with cancer. And so our sanctuary here in Italy has offered to take these horses off of her hands and to give them a forever home. This is Star. She was rescued from going to gypsies and working at age under 1 year old. So now she gets to grow up properly. 4 of the other horses that we're rescuing had a past of being raised for Christmas meat, where they were locked away in a stall with no light, and when they were found, they had severe muscle damage. One of them actually is unable to be ridden for the rest of his life, but he makes a great companion to his sister friend. 2 others were sick with tick-borne illnesses to the point where their organs were shutting down, and Lucy was able to nurse them back to health with a lot of dedication and care. One is a stallion who was beat so hard every time he would act just a little bit like a stallion, and now he has a pretty serious fear of men because of that history. Our animal rescue and sanctuary is completely committed to supporting these animals based off of their histories and their triggers and their traumas and their health conditions. and it's our purpose and mission to give them their longest, healthiest life possible here at their forever home. So thank you so much for your support, for your donations to help bring Liam and these 8 horses from Bulgaria here to Italy. The cost of this transportation will be 7,500 euros, and so it is quite expensive for us, especially because we are paying off debts like our hay bill and our electrician and our vet, and so all the extra money from the donation will go to those funds as well. So we thank you from the bottom of our heart for your support to helping us save these animals, give them a home, and to funding the care and the needs of them as well. So we really appreciate you. The link is below to the fundraiser where you can donate.